Okay, so thank you for popping on here if you are on. I just wanted to come on and share with you guys what I am doing to sell stock within compliance. So if you're watching this recording and you are a Scentsy consultant, please know that you cannot do what I'm doing and post it publicly for everybody and their mama to see. You just cannot do that because that is out of compliance. That is not what we are allowed to do. Selling stock or letting people know that you have things on hand, that has got to be done with one-on-one communication, okay? You are not allowed to just post, I have all of these things on hand. You're not allowed to do that, so don't do it and don't act like I'm doing it because I'm not, okay? This is something that I'm trying. I have not completely perfected it yet, but I wanted to come on and share with you guys a little bit about how I am doing it. So I am going to share my screen and I'm going to show you what I have first. So this is a JOTFORM, JOTFORM. It is a free thing, and I saw this from a Color Street person. They had like a way to order their stock. So I made these things up here just to fit. And this is just how I'm going to get their information: name, phone number, email, address, how do they want to submit payment. And then I did this little linear scale. Now, before I send this to my customers, I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit it and I'm going to make them required. They're just not required right now because I'm walking you guys through the form. Okay. And so then you do not have to get this fancy. You don't have to put pictures. You don't have to go and do all of that. All I did was take these directly from the website. This, and like, okay, I'm just going to go through and continue to show you what I have. I didn't go and take individual pictures of the pods because that was just going to be way too time consuming. And so you can see here, there's a drop down. I have 4 of these gray mini fans on hand, so they can choose any of those. For this, I only have 1. So I had to go and do that. So if they want to place that order with this, they can click on the picture. It'll make it bigger. I could put real life pictures there if I want. I may actually go back and do that because you can put more than 1 picture. And let's say I want this, and then I have to tell them the quantity or whatever, okay? And then same thing with cleaning. I have what I have on hand. I just named it that specific thing. I didn't go and do each individual picture because, like I said, I'm still kind of like learning how I want to work this. If you are a brand new Scentsy consultant, please don't go buy stock and think that that's how you have to sell. None of the things that I am putting on this right now have been paid full price. These are all items that I've gotten for free and half off through hosting my own parties, okay? I did do individuals here just because I couldn't find a picture that I liked. My oils, I listed the things: scent packs, fragrance flowers, car bar clips, bulbs. I did do individual pictures there. Now, what I'm going to show you up here at the top is you can do categories. So you can name these and organize them differently. So if they just wanted to know what laundry care I had, they could go and click that. Okay. And I'm going to explain the difference between how I set these things up. Now, on my next page, because I created different pages, these are my bars. Okay. So you can see that these I don't have anymore. So I've had a couple people order things on the bar section. Okay. And it says how many they have available, questions and comments. Guys, I made this like from scratch. So you have to kind of pick and see what it is that you guys like want. I will say down here, it totaled things up for you. and then gave you, it did tax and then a total. And then on this one, it doesn't do that. And what I said at the very beginning of my form is that fill out the form with your choices and know that I will bundle your products to ensure that you get the best price possible. Items are first come, first serve. Once your form is submitted, I will text you your total. Okay. So that is what my form actually looks like. Now, when you go into JOTFORM, it is user friendly, but it's also finicky. So you have, it took me a long time to play around with this. I'm not going to lie. And the best thing you can do is just get on YouTube and walk through it and figure it out, because that's the only way I was able to do that. So what I was going to show you guys is that this right here, I did this with a widget, and the widget that I used to do these is called a, I think it's called a product list, is what I did. Let me see. Yeah, it's a product list. So I had to come in and I needed to create each of these items. Okay. And with the product list, you can add pictures. You can add shipping as an option. I'm not really messing with that right now. You can add your tax, and you guys can add it in there to where you can like link your PayPal, link your different payment options. I'm not doing that yet because I'm not comfortable with having them going ahead and sending me money until I look at it, because there's just so many different ways that you can do this. Okay. Now, what I'm going to say about the product list though, and that's why I have it up here, that items are first come, first serve, because what happens is if somebody chooses this warmer, but somebody comes in after them and chooses it again, it's going to let them do that, because this doesn't, the product list doesn't take it out of here. Does that make sense? So it doesn't take it away. So it doesn't make it to where they can't buy it. Okay. You have to come in and manually do that. So for instance, I had someone buy Blue Grotto pods. So what I did was I disabled it. This will say, so like I can enable it, or I can disable it, or I can come in here and on my quantity, I can put 0, which is what I did. And as you get more things, you can update your quantity. But like I said, it's not going to take it away on its own. But the reason I did it this way was because I wanted pictures, at least of the warmers. There may be a better way to do it. I haven't played around with it enough to know. I just know that I needed to get something like in place. Okay. Now, for the next, this page right here with the bars, I created this little graphic thing in Canva and just uploaded it. This is actually a quantity gift registry. So you would go over here to add form element, and you would go to widgets, and you would put in quantity gift registry. And when you do that, it does take it away. So for instance, somebody checked out and they got these 3 bars, like however many I had, and it took it away on its own after somebody submitted the form. So if you wanted to do your inventory or like what you have on hand, just like this with the quantity gift registry, you could probably do that. And you could list your warmers and stuff out too. I just wanted to be able to have the picture. And then I also wanted to be able to bundle it or whatever and not have somebody like go ahead and check out. Does that make sense? So like I said, it does take it away for you on its own when you do the quantity gift registry, which I guess is something that I could have done for like my pods and my fragrance flowers and my counter cleans. I may actually go back and do that because that's going to be a lot less labor intensive for me. So for instance, if I wanted to come back up here, I could come back up here and add a quantity gift registry. And what you do is you just type it in through here and do the numbers. Okay. And I'm going to be honest, like this took a lot of time. And so by the time I realized I wanted to do, because I was playing around with it, by the time I realized I wanted to do quantity gift registry for my bars, I'd already done all of this work. And so I really didn't want to go back and erase it because I'd done so much. Now, something else, I don't know if you know this, I taught myself something. So if you have a computer, your computer or your phone will do this. So to write down all of these bars, it was super time consuming, but what I did was I enabled, I opened up a Google Doc and I enabled Google like voice. And so I sat right here at my desk and I just named each bar. I said them out loud. So I said blueberry cheesecake 4, windowsill breeze 4. I said them, right? And I did have to go back and like put capital letters and stuff like that. But then I alphabetized them, right? So after I said them out loud, my computer put them on the thing. I didn't have to type it. And then I alphabetized them. And once I alphabetized them, I came and copied and pasted them in over here. And you can see that it tells you that these little things or whatever tell you the number. Does anybody have any questions? Something else you can do is you can enable and disable your form. So like, let's say you wanted to do like over the weekend, you guys, I can buy you your, let's just say you want to say shop my stock weekend. Well, you can enable your form to cut off on Sunday at 9 o'clock or whatever, so that you don't have people just like going to check out and buy things if you don't want it to be open all of the time. Like I said, this is personally communicated. If you go and post something like this on social media for everybody and their mama to see, you'll lose your business. So don't do it. Don't act like Chastity's doing it. This is one-on-one communication. There's so many different things that JOTFORM can do. If it were me, you can look through templates that are already made and start from there. You can look up YouTube videos, things like that. This is just what worked for me. I wanted something where if I'm not at home and someone wants to know if I have blueberry cheesecake on hand, well, I don't know if I have blueberry cheesecake on hand off the top of my head, and my husband would get super irritated if I'm asking him to go up there and grab all these different bars or whatever. Now I have this where I can send that to them and tell them to take a look themselves. There's also an app called Orca Scan, ORCA Scan. I have not used it, but that is an app that some directors use to keep track of their stock. All right. I hope that this was helpful. And yeah, that's just where I'm at with it. I'm learning things new with it. So if you guys come up with anything that's really good, let me know. I would be happy to try it out. I only learned about JOTFORM because I just started playing with it. So if you ask me questions, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know the answer. I had to play with it. I sent it to my husband and like had my husband check out and like do all the different things on it so that I could actually see how it was going to work. But it's free for like 5 forms. I think I'm going to do these for pre-orders and stuff too. Maybe, I don't know, I may still use Google Form, but I couldn't find anything on Google Forms that would work like this. And the one thing that I really like is that quantity gift registry. So I'm probably going to switch everything over to that besides the warmers, because the warmers are in like the wall fan diffusers and stuff. I'm going to leave those up as pictures because they really need to see what that is, but everything else they really don't. They know, most of my customers kind of know what those are. And I think you can add images in just kind of like where you want to. So you may be able to like add an image in above those things. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for popping on. Sorry this was last minute. Hope this was helpful. Talk to y'all later.